everybody. Welcome to this Thursday's Clear Path Leadercast. I'm glad to have you all here. My name is Craig Anderson. I'm the president of Clear Path Coaching and Consulting. I work with business owners, helping them to develop the skills they need to lead their business successfully around their mindset, around putting together a solid plan for their business and building a solid team to help them grow. And each week I come in here for about 5 or 10 minutes to provide some information and tips on a topic that will help you become a better leader. Today, what I want to talk about is tough decisions. It's been probably a lot of decision fatigue for people because we've all have had to make so many decisions over the last several years. But that's what we sign up for as leaders. You know, so often in my career, I worked with people that say, "Oh, I really want to move into a leadership role." Well, why? Well, I'd like to make some more money. I'd like to do some things. I'd like to be in charge. But they don't always think about what's the flip side of that. And that's where I talk about accidental leaders who just find themselves in leadership roles, successful business owners who had a great idea and it turns into growth with more people around them and they suddenly have to lead, which is different than coming up with ideas. And leadership is a lot about making tough decisions and making decisions that impact as your business grows, not just you and the family around you, but also the team that is growing around you. So it really starts to change the dynamic. So what I want to talk to you about today is 3 things for you to consider when you're facing tough decisions. And there's a whole lot of other things we could talk about in making tough decisions. And we'll cover that in future broadcasts and future blog posts. And if you haven't checked out the blog this week where I dive into this, you can find it at clearpathcoaches.com/blog. So let's talk about one thing to think about when you are facing a tough decision. You will never or rarely have perfect information for a tough decision that you have to make. You know, I had an old boss who had a great quote where he said, "Problems don't age well, and problems require tough decisions to solve." And if you're waiting for perfect information, I'm not saying just make fast decisions without really thinking them through. That's not the right approach either. But if we're waiting for more information, if we just want to have that next piece of information, you need to start thinking about your own self-awareness to say, why am I looking for more information? Do I have enough to make a decision? Or am I looking for more information? And that's maybe my own delaying tactic because I don't want to have to make the tough decision. Because one of the things with tough decisions is not everyone's going to be happy. Some people are going to be happy with that decision you made, but a lot of people may not like the decision you made. You may not like the decision you made, but you know it's the one you have to make. And sometimes when we're facing that, we want to delay it because I just don't want to make that decision because I know it's going to cause hurt feelings or impacts to people. So, but instead of saying that, I said, well, I just need more information. If I could just have more information. The reality is you will never have perfect information. You have to make timely decisions because when you're not, the problems, as I said, don't age well. People around you on the team see you allowing that problem to continue, and that hurts your business more than it otherwise would. So don't wait for perfect information. There's a time for waiting for additional information, but know yourself well enough to say, am I delaying this because I just don't want to pull the trigger on this decision? Or do I really absolutely have to have this information for some legal reason or something else? So don't wait for perfect information. Get your decision made and move forward. And if you made the wrong decision, have the self-awareness of that to go back and make the changes you need to make. Second piece of what I want to talk about today is be aware that when you're in a leadership role, one of the things that you have to be aware of is everyone who's coming to you with advice, suggestions, information has an agenda. And people don't want to hear that. And I'm not saying that agenda is a bad, manipulative, or evil agenda. It's just an agenda. So everybody who's coming to you is bringing you information with perhaps their own perspective or their own slant or with what they would like to see come out. So they kind of cherry pick a little bit of what they share with you. Everyone who comes to you when you're in a leadership role has an agenda. Your direct reports, your board members, your staff. Everybody has some agenda that they're trying to achieve because we all have our own goals and we have our own self-interest, and it kind of overlays onto that. So heck, even our significant others, our kids, they have agendas when they come to us with information. So you have to realize that one of the challenges of leadership is assessing and combing through that data to say, all right, which part of this is objective and which part of this is subjective? Where's the data and where's the opinion? And really sort through that, because if you listen to just one person and their agenda, you may end up driving the wrong decision. Hey, I've done it. And it is an easy thing to let happen, and it's an easy thing to do. So It's really important to realize that you have to sift through the information you're receiving from your direct reports, from your team members, to make sure you're separating out any potential agendas or conflicts that may come up with it. And it's also important to get it from everybody so you can see all those agendas. Again, I'm not saying that they're manipulating you or doing this with bad intent, but we just have our perspectives, right? We have different ways we see things, and whatever our long-term goals are going to fade over into the information that we provide. Side note, in my own agenda, one of the great things about coaches is those are the people who don't have an agenda. They're the only ones who really have your self-interest and your success as their sole focus. So one of the reasons you might want to think about having a coach. Thing 3, and this is so important. I had a great quote in the blog post, or I thought it was a great quote, that I learned you have to push away the demands of people's expectations by believing in your instincts. You have to believe in yourself when making tough decisions. I can tell you, this was a huge struggle for me. When I had tough decisions, I didn't want to make them because I did want to delay. I would lose sleep at night when I had tough decisions coming up. I would second guess myself after I made the decision and announced it. And I just didn't believe in myself enough to say my accumulated experience, the data I've collected, the perspective I bring, the reason I have achieved the position I have in life, whether that is business owner or corporate executive or whatever, is because of my ability to make the right decisions at the right time. And you have to have that self-confidence settle in on you. Don't second guess your decisions when you're making them. Approach your decisions with confidence, present your decisions with confidence, because you have earned the right to make this decision. You have come up, you have grown a business successfully, you have risen in a career successfully. I actually had somebody reach out through more of a personal volunteer thing that they did where they had to make a tough decision. Rest correctly in that decision. Make the decision with confidence, knowing that you do make good decisions. I have a friend who gets mad at me when I say this, but go with your gut. If you're about to make a decision and there's something in you that's telling you it's wrong, typically if your gut's telling you that's wrong, it's your subconscious telling you you don't have the right information. So make sure you listen to that. But when your gut is telling you it's the right thing to do, that's when you do the right thing, because your subconscious has looked at all the data and seen that you have the information you need to make the decision. Make your decisions with confidence. That doesn't mean that we don't have self-awareness. It doesn't mean as if we make that decision and as we go out through time, we see, hey, maybe what I did here was incorrect. This isn't the outcome I was expecting. There are unintended consequences. That's fine. That happens. Have the self-awareness to recognize that. Have the honesty and self-respect to say, I made a mistake. I need to step in, make some adjustments, and make a decision to move forward. That's just as important, because if we just blindly say and go sucked into some sort of sunk cost fallacy to say, I got to keep going because I made the decision and it was painful, that's going to hurt you long term. So 3 things to think about when making tough decisions. Problems don't age well. Don't wait any longer than you have to. Believe in yourself when you're making those tough decisions, and realize that you have to be very cognizant of the information you're getting and sort through any agendas that are part of it. So that's it. That is our ClearPath Leadercast for today. If you would like to talk more about how you can grow in your leadership and how you can make better decisions, reach out and connect with me. You've seen it on the scroll here at the bottom, clearpathcoaches.com/intro call. Jump on the call for 15 or 20 minutes. Let's sift through some of the challenges that you're facing and see what we can do to help move you forward. So I look forward to talking with you all again next Thursday at noon Eastern. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.